Hey, this is Gina Grad.
Hi, this is Teresa Strasser.
Hi, everyone. This is Mike Errico.
Hey there. This is Casey Cavalier.
I'm Rocky Rose.
And you are listening to The Jay Franze Show.
Lucky you.
Welcome to The Jay Franze Show. A behind-the-curtain look at the entertainment industry with insights you can't pay for and stories you've never heard. Now, here's your host, Jay Franze.
And we are coming at you live. I am Jay Franze, and joining me tonight, the Marge to my Homer, my beautiful co-host, Miss Tiffany Mason.
I'm glad you said Homer.
Diction, very important.
Enunciation.
If you are new to this show, I'm sorry. I mean, this is your source for the latest news, reviews, and interviews. So if you would like to join in, comment, or fire off any questions, please head over to jayfranze.com. And as we say, if you feel froggy and want to join us here live, head over to jayfranze.com/live. All right, my friend, let's get it out of the way. Let's talk about the question of the day. Question of the day. What is your Desert Island album? What is your Desert Island album? Put your comments in the comments section, and we'll get to them a little later in the show.
I know that we're going for music, but I feel like it should be mixtape. You know, like I know we have to pick an album for sake of like conversation and everything, but a mixtape would have been more fun. Maybe through everybody's suggestion, we make up a mixtape,
Make a
like
mixtape
a playlist
based on everybody's. All right, we'll create a playlist.
Yes,
It is the thing to do these days.
That's right. Although, could you take a playlist to a deserted island? No. So maybe we got to do album.
A desert
But then
island?
who's got a desert island? But then who has
Strawberry Shortcake Island.
Who has a record player on these islands anyway?
No. All right. Today, my friend, our episode released from last week with Mr. Mark, long-haired Mark. And we talked about David Lee Roth. I just wanted to bring that back up again, a little bit of a follow-up, as we will call it, because I'm now going to see Mr. Roth, Diamond Dave himself, perform in Cincinnati at the Hard Rock Cafe.
You got cold hard tickets in hand, I mean?
Cold hard tickets. And I'm anxious to see it because this is a small, intimate outdoor venue that feels like you're going to be barbecuing in somebody's backyard. So interesting to see what kind of show he can put on in an environment like that. But that's going to be in August 21st in Cincinnati.
You going to get him to sign your chest?
I was planning on that.
Fling a pair of underwear at him?
Then I'm going to get it tattooed. So that was my plan. Yes. Diamond Dave. Okay. That's what I want.
It feels like you've really thought this through.
If he signs David Lee Roth, forget it. But if he can put Diamond Dave down there, my boob will be forever marked.
Wow. How does your wife feel about that?
Who cares? I mean, I haven't talked to her yet. Sorry, babe. If you're listening, it is still early. She's not listening. Please. We all know better. All right. You know what else I heard this week that I thought was very cool and that you're going to make fun of me for?
What? I love finding out things I'd make fun of you for.
Sure. Growing up, what was my favorite song?
Journey, Faithfully.
True statement. Journey's Faithfully.
Okay.
Well, Steve Perry of the band Journey is re-releasing the song Faithfully. It is going to be done with Willie Nelson.
Oh.
They are going to be doing a reimagined version of the song Faithfully. This is for charity. This is for what's Willie's cause there? Farm Aid?
Well, I was trying to play it out in my head and mix the two and like hear Willie singing it, and I can kind of hear it. So, okay. I'll leave the verdict out.
You know, that song's been covered quite a bit. Matter of fact, it was written by Jonathan Cain, who is the keyboard player for Journey. And Jonathan Cain also released the song on his solo album. It's a completely different feel. It's more of a country, slower, if you can imagine a little slower. It's a slower country feel for that song.
You can imagine Explore Country Club. I was taking in an old episode of American Idol tonight because, they're recorded and I don't sit down and watch TV very often. I do, but I don't. Anyways.
Stop bragging.
Maybe I should say I watch a lot of TV and I watch a lot of shows. It's almost kind of like a podcast, right, Jay? Like you get these certain shows in your rotation until one of them has like a season that ends and then like a new show takes over the rotation. Okay, that's kind of what it is. So American Idol is like a gap filler. I like it, but am I like dying for the next episode? No, because one episode's not dependent on the other, and we all know the same thing kind of happens like each episode. And I don't really care who wins it. I mean, I love a winner and I love watching it, but do I care? No. So I don't watch it real time. Anyway, so they were singing. A lot of different people were singing a lot of genres that they don't normally sing. But what was so confusing to me is this lady picked a Fleetwood Mac song, which, hello. And then on top of that, she dressed in country. And I was like, your outfit doesn't match the vibe of the song. And then what she normally sings didn't match. She normally does like these big power ballads. It didn't really match what she was singing. I don't know. The whole thing was off for me. It would have been a no. She would have went home.
Fair enough.
So, got a real collab there with Willie Nelson.
I didn't really want to discuss this tonight, but I do think there's something important to mention of it, and that's the ACM Awards.
Yes.
So Reba hosted it, back to Jeff King, her guitar player. Reba hosted the show, and congratulations to Lainey Wilson, Entertainer of the Year 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
But the one I wanted to bring up for us tonight was, again, Jeff King, Brooks and Dunn. Plays guitar for Brooks and Dunn. He's out on the road with Brooks and Dunn. And they actually did it. They won Duo of the Year.
Woo-hoo!
For the 17th time.
Oh my gosh.
And I believe someone owes me a little something.
Whoa. Whoa. I could offer you a pat on the back. You guys, he's gesturing for me to wear my beaver shirt and show him Bucky the Beaver on my shirt.
I don't know if that's exactly what I was gesturing. However, we had a bet on it, and you did not choose the Brooks and Dunn.
Who did I choose?
I don't know. You were going against me for some reason because you said it would be more fun to go against me.
Yeah, when you lose.
I support our previous guests, so therefore I went with Brooks and Dunn, and they did it. They pulled it out.
Wow.
Congratulations to Brooks and Dunn. Congratulations to Jeff King.
And they all darn gone and done it.
Nice. I see what you did there.
Yeah,
please don't do
like
it again.
Oh my God. Woo. Let's go to me. Let's hear me talk for a while.
Let's put the spotlight on you.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's
Let's
why
do
people
it.
come here.
That's why I'm going to say people enjoy that more anyway. So let's go ahead.
No, it's not true. It's the chemistry of both of us.
Is
Jay.
that what it is?
Yes,
we were never good at science.
Be nothing without you.
I think we're one of those chemicals that when you combine them, they blow up.
Yeah, blow up in a good way.
Yeah.
Tick, 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 tick. The bomb blowing up. Okay. Alice in Chains. They have officially canceled their upcoming tour due to a medical emergency involving their drummer, Sean Kinney. Although the exact nature of his condition was not disclosed, the band noted that it requires immediate attention, but his long-term prognosis is positive.
It's very sad.
So that's good.
It's good for him. Sad that he's got issues going on, but I would have liked to see Alice in Chains. That would have been a very cool show this year.
Yeah, we talked about them last episode, I think.
Yeah, we can wait till next year.
We talked about a band breaking up and coming back together. That's what we're talking about. So yeah.
Yeah, we can wait till next year. As long as he's healthy, I'm okay with that. You can be sick. Right. Just get healthy.
That's right. Best things come to those who wait. So we're waiting. We'll wait. Sean. Okay, Aces, the co-manager.
Who?
Oasis.
Oh.
What did you think I said?
You said Aces?
No, I said okay, Oasis.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. I'm sorry. I'll go back and listen to that.
If only we could do instant replay. Okay.
Alrighty then.
Oasis's co-manager, Alec McKinley, confirmed that the iconic British band has no plans to release new music, and their upcoming 2025 reunion tour will be their final one. The tour marks a significant event as it reunites the Gallagher brothers, Noel and Liam, after years of public dispute. It will begin on the birthday of America, the 4th of July.
Nice. They fight a lot. Those brothers are known for fighting. I mean, but you just mentioned in there Alec being a co-manager. Last week we talked about co-producers.
Yeah.
So to me, it would have to be hard to co-manage a band. I mean, that doesn't seem like something that you'd want to do.
Well, maybe it's that Noel and Liam both hire their own managers to take their side when they fight.
Right. Maybe, Alec is the manager of one of the brothers.
Right. Because if I'm fighting with my brother all the time, I'm getting my own manager.
There you go. Fair enough. That makes sense.
So that's probably why. Okay, Incubus cancels their Sonic Temple Festival appearance due to illness, disappointing fans.
More illness.
I know, but I think we forget that they are like humans, right? We were talking about, was it us? I think it was us talking about Aerosmith.
Yes. Steven Tyler's voice. Yes.
And we forget that they are mere mortals like us, and you can only sing so many days. You can only sing so many days in a row, or you can only tour so many times, or you can only break so many pieces of your body before like enough is enough and you got to give.
But this is due to illness, and when I think of illness, I think of like you have a cold and you might cancel a show or two. Where Alice in Chains is talking about a health condition which would cause them to cancel a tour for the year. So I wonder if there's a little bit more going on there.
Sonic Temple Festival.
Oh, just the festival. Okay, sorry.
Yep,
I stand
just the festival,
corrected.
Jay.
I should listen to you more often.
It would be nice. Okay. Moving on to something more. Now listen, okay. Nothing more. And okay.
I'm
nothing
listening
more.
to nothing more.
Nothing more. Thank you for joining us. That's been our show. Okay, Nothing More tops the Billboard mainstream rock chart with House on Sand, their third #1 from the Carnal album.
I like Nothing More. I'm happy for them. I'd like to see them succeed.
They got their third #1 and nothing more.
And nothing more. That's it. You guys are done. Don't release a fourth single. More. You'll be disappointed.
Okay, 3 Days Grace announces their 8th studio album. Is this a studio album? It didn't say. So should I claim it a studio album? Because I didn't know we could just simply say album.
I think it's fair to say it's a studio album.
I'm feeling like I'm getting my my wood out to start building my soapbox. Because this is starting to really get under my skin, and now I'm being sarcastic about it.
You seem to be bothered by this.
Yes, okay. Anyways, it's called Alienation. It is set for release August 22nd, and the music video for their single, Apologies, is already out. So, probably get on the old YouTube, or maybe it's on, I don't know, it used to be called MTV, I think. Anyway. Okay, we're gonna move into country music. You want to talk about the folks out of Nashville?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Since I forgot to put something in between them, sure.
No comment.
It happens. We're taking lefts already, folks.
Okay, turn signal to the right lane, into the slow lane, not the speeding lane.
Not the speeding lane. I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, is there one in here?
Jay, you're fired.
There you go.
What? Jay got fired?
I deserve that one.
I thought AI Trump only let us say you're awesome and fire us.
Well, that's true, and that's the way it should be, but I deserve it this time.
Okay, well, I appreciate what's good for the goose was good for the gander. Okay. Leanne Rimes debuted a new version of her signature song, Blue. We talked about that before. I think she was 14 when that came out. During the 60th ACM Awards, the studio version is now available on Amazon Music. So if you want to listen to a polished version, You can go to Amazon Music and listen to that album.
You really don't like that studio stuff, do you?
I feel like it's so given.
I agree with you. Yes, it should just be the new release, unless it's live. Then we can state live.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Thank you.
That's the new rule for this show. We're just going to go with that.
Okay, we're
from
not
now
saying
on.
it. We're never saying studio. Assume it's always studio because we are pretty factual. And so we want to stay with that high level of trust our listeners come to know from us.
I like Leanne Rimes. I'm anxious to hear her new version of the song Blue, although that was never one of my favorite songs of hers, but still good to hear she's doing new music.
I did like it. My guess is that she did it without the folk. You know, like the yodeling. That's what it was, yodeling. Yeah. That would be my guess. She's trying to give it a more mature. I think she came out swinging like back when she was 14 or whatever. It was a different sound.
She was killing.
Yeah. But now she's, grown up in the industry and she wants to give it a new flair. Okay, Maren Morris. I was excited to see her in the headlines. I kind of wondered where she went. So I was happy to read that she has clarified that she's not leaving country music despite previous statements criticizing the industry's toxic environment. While distancing herself from certain aspects like country radio and awards, she emphasizes that country influence remains integral to her musical identity, which I love that she's going to stay. She has a couple of songs. I just went to the beach. Oh, man. On Sunday, went to the beach.
Take your golf cart down to the beach and hop on the boat.
Noah. Anyways, so it was looking like rain. It was looking like it was going to storm. And I thought, okay, if I could just walk 15 minutes one way and 15 minutes back, it was not looking good. I mean, there were storm clouds everywhere. So I thought, okay, if I can get 15 minutes in each way, that's a half an hour and walking in the sand, a good little workout. So I started walking one way, and at 13 and a half minutes, I was like, oh, God, give me 1.5 more minutes. 1.5 more minutes. So I start walking. No. Slow, big drops of rain. And I was like, no, let me get back. But it was funny because as it was raining on me, I always feel like, I know that this is taking like a shoulder. Okay, we're taking a shoulder pause compared to like if we're talking about our language figuratively. So I always feel like when I go to the beach, like that is where God finds me. Like he just grabs my soul and he just holds it and he just talks to me and I just figure, everything out. So I was like, okay, I feel like, being washed by the power of God. I was like, okay, this is amazing. And then I just started singing This Is My Church by Maren Morris. And she has a couple of other songs I really like. But it made me wonder if in my old episode of American Idol that I was watching, Miranda Lambert was talking about her record label. And I wonder if that is why she was alluding to like a independent movement with record labels. And I wonder if that's why, like they're just tired of these big labels bossing them around and that toxicity from them. And they've had enough and they're just creating their own labels.
They all seem to have something against the industry as a whole right now. And I think the industry is in flux. I think it's, they're figuring it out, but it's not like it used to be.
Well, I think with the addition of technology, right? Everybody has more at their fingertips and they can be more creative and they can do more on their own. Like Mr. Rich Labooty.
Like Mr. Rich Labooty, exactly. Labels, I always say a label is nothing more than a bank. So if you don't need the bank, what's the point of having the record deal?
Well, and two, don't you think that record labels or PR firms used to have to do a lot of the marketing, or now they can just open up their Instagram account, put music at the end of their name, get it verified, and, the discoverability is so much easier.
I discover a new artist almost every day at this point, and good artists putting out good music with good videos. They're doing everything on their own. So I think really what the label can do now to make themselves valuable is provide their contact list.
Oh, sure. I will never forget coming across Lily Rose. I don't know if you've heard that name. I think she's starting to get on the radio. I'm not positive, but I think she's starting to get on the radio. Anyways, she's been opening for people. So Hannah and I had tickets to go see Luke Bryant. And a couple days prior, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this song, Hannah. Maybe like a month prior, I should say. So we're listening to the song, and she likes to learn all the lyrics. So we're singing along and like just loving this song. And I'm like, I wonder who's opening for Luke Bryan.
Luke who?
Luke Bryan? I did it again, didn't I? I always do it. Oh my gosh. Luke, I'm so sorry. If I were to have you come on the Jay Franze Show, I would stop doing it.
jayfranze.com/live. Come on in, and she will apologize to you.
Yeah, to your face. I did watch you on TV tonight, though, on American Idol. Anywho, so, yeah, we were really excited when it was Lily Rose, and we were like, oh my gosh, we know the song. And so it's kind of fun because nobody else really seemed to have known the song at the time. And here I thought I found like this undiscovered talent, and then she shows up on the stage, and I was like, oh, like everybody knows who she is. Oh. That's where everybody feels sorry for me. Well, Mr. Blake Shelton, he's in the news. He has released his new album for recreational use only on May 9th. The album features his duet Hanging On with his wife, Gwen Stefani.
It's about time.
Yeah, right? Shelton recently expressed admiration for Stefani's evolving vocal abilities during the performance on the Today Show's summer concert series. I feel like she was always a good vocalist.
She's an amazing vocalist.
What's he talking about?
Oh.
Has he met her? Has he met her? That's what I always say to my husband. If I do something that I always do, I'm like, have you met me?
Have we just met?
Hello?
Yeah. I don't know. He's a very technically good singer, and she's a very creatively, strong singer. So, I don't know. Maybe he's referring to her technical abilities.
Okay, fair enough.
But it's good that they finally sang something together. Maybe if he sang something with his ex-wife, they'd still be together.
Yeah. I always thought that they would. That seemed like such a natural collaboration to me.
You know what you could also do is stop taking all the singers. Leave some for the rest of us.
You got yours, Jay.
She doesn't sing.
No, I know, but you got yours. So you already put a ring on it. Okay? You already said you liked it.
I swear, I thought you just said glitter. That's pretty
nuts. Okay. Well, something to get excited about. Luke Combs is hinting around that he's got an upcoming country album.
I would hope so. He's a country artist. It's kind of like saying studio album.
Studio album. Okay, so just not even upcoming. He's just, or not country. I mean, it is upcoming, but it's not country. I mean, it is country, but you know what I mean.
I think you're a little confused at this point.
Okay, so we're not going to say country anymore. You're going to have to assume that if the artist is country, it's country.
There's too many rules to this show.
Yes, and Dierks Bentley is set to release his 11th album with details to be announced.
Yes. Is that a studio album that's going to be announced?
I don't know. And I'm not saying if it's country either. You're just going to have to assume. You know what happens when you assume, but I'm going to go out on a limb. Yep. We're going to assume.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
I miss playing hockey with Dierks.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember your story. It sounds like you really miss him a lot.
We were on different teams. We had different points of view when it came to the game. But still, it's a good time. All right, my friend. Question of day?
Yes, I'm dying. Let's do it.
Are you really? Are you dying to figure out how you're going to play this album on a desert island?
I hope somebody has a suggestion.
George,
we got to figure out some way to do a solar charging situation.
Yeah. Again, George is in the house. So, George, how do we play a record if we're on a desert island? So, if we had a way of playing one album for the rest of our lives, which album would that be? What is your desert island choice, selection, album? What do we choose? All right. I suppose I probably should have thought about that if I got to give an answer, right? It's not much thought. My favorite band was always Journey. Their best album, in my opinion, was Escape. It does not have Faithfully on it.
How would you survive without it? You'd have to remember.
I'd have to remember what Faithfully
You'd
was
have to use your
about.
rememory.
My rememory. So, yes, Journey's Escape would be mine for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with that. I mean, I would prefer something, new these days. But if we're going to go for the rest of my life, I could only listen to one album, that would probably be it.
Well, it's like I said before, we tend to gravitate towards, revisit the music from high school and college. And so that's what you liked. And
What are you saying? I'm
it's
old?
nostalgic. And no, not at all. But, when I interview people on the show, they always pick these older songs because, I'm like, well, what was that time of your life like? And they're like, well, it's just carefree and I didn't have all these responsibilities. And, so those songs make us feel good. So I too would pick an album that is nostalgic, which I was going to do Madonna, because I felt like there was a good mix of everything in there. There's some slow, there's some music videos I remember.
What era of Madonna are we going with?
Just Like a Prayer.
I'd have to go back to Holiday for me to have any interest in Madonna.
Oh, well, that's what I picked, but I'm going to throw a caveat in there. Now, I feel like this was just for funsies, right? So for funsies, what would you pick? So if it's all for funsies, that's what I would pick. But I always got to, throw a little caveat in there. So if I'm really honest on a desert island,
Strawberry Shortcake.
yeah, desert island, and I am really just at odds with myself, I would need my faith music to get me through. So then I'd have to pick a little Phil Wickham. Okay. So it's maybe more of an artist for me. I mean, I could pick any of his stuff.
This is not the mixtape time.
I need a mixtape, Jay.
George says, just be smart, put it on your phone, and take a lifetime supply of batteries.
My phone doesn't take batteries.
That won't weigh you down at all. All right, well, while we get George going on, let's see what he says. He says, My Island Song. He's going with a song. George, are you not following the rules here?
We don't like to follow rules.
He says, Mo Bandy and Joe
Stampley's Super Hit.
Super Hits. All right.
See, and he too is picking something from when he was a teenager.
You guys always team up on me. I don't know if I like this.
You picked one from there too?
Yeah, but not for that reason.
Well, I don't think that's why we picked it either, but when you think of a song that you want to listen to, it's something that makes you feel good.
True statement. I'll give you that.
Don't argue with a woman, Jay. You know I'm going to keep going until you say I'm right.
That's what I just agree with, even though I don't really.
Yeah, it's smart. It's a lot
George,
smart
just look them up. They're funny. Well, I mentioned Journey's Escape, and Mike mentioned that this is too hard of a question. There's too many to choose from. He would like to know if he could go with Journey's box set.
Oh, clever. Yes, I think so.
So that way he can get all of the albums.
I think if I were you, Jay, I'd be dual deserted with him.
You go, I wouldn't mind that. Sure. Mike, let's hang out for a little while, buddy.
Right?
For the rest of our lives, apparently.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. No, I don't know.
Ask Gilligan how that goes.
Yeah, I don't know if we could do that. I need more than one person. All right. Sarah with an H says she's going to go with Miss Tiffany and go with Rumors by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, dude, I had to battle with myself, but I was like, I don't know. I got to have a couple upbeat songs in there. It's going to be some sunny days. I have a feeling, and I got to holiday. Oh, that's what you wanted was holiday. So it's in my head. But yeah, I got to have something upbeat too,
All right. Well, upbeat. Ashley says 1989 by Taylor Swift. Taylor's version. Has to be Taylor's version. Why does it have to be Taylor's version? Because, well, we're against record labels tonight for some reason.
And I think everybody likes that longer version. I interviewed somebody about that song on my podcast, and I mean, so the way that she explained it was the OG Swifties, right? They knew about the 4-minute version, and they knew that there was more to the song. So then they waited, so anticipated, and then bam, Taylor's version came up. So I like the build up, I like the song, but I think that's why everybody likes that, because it was these unreleased lyrics or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's all out in the open.
I think you probably have something to that. But I think it's, in my opinion, what I would think it would be is Taylor Swift's team, her crew, her Swifties. I think they just are so into Taylor and don't like the fact that she was being screwed.
Wait a minute. I don't think I have this backstory.
Well, the reason why these albums were released as Taylor's version, she went into the studio and re-recorded all of her previously recorded albums because she was getting screwed over by her record label. So rather than being screwed over by her record label, she just went ahead and re-recorded all of her records.
I think I do remember hearing that now. Yeah. Okay. Well, I love her even more.
There you go.
She's got one more heart.
Jake says Joshua Tree by U2.
Okay.
Not mine, but you know, Jake, you enjoy yourself on your island. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate it. Trevor says John Mayer.
Ooh.
Continuum, he says.
It's a good one.
Amy Winehouse, really?
Tell me, got to
I'm
go.
going to need help here. Amira.
Amira. Amira.
Okay, Amira says Amy Winehouse. Back to Black.
Oh.
Daniel says Pink Floyd. Dark Side of the Moon.
I would take some Aerosmith.
Here's a good one.
Yeah.
Megan says Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette.
That one came across my mind as well. Because I was thinking if you were sitting on the deserted island, and then isn't this ironic? Don't you think?
I think when that record came out, it was ahead of its time. It just caught everybody off guard. You know, it was the first
So
real
good.
song that had, you know, the F word in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it caught people off guard for that. The topic of that song caught people off guard. Then it kind of lost a little bit when you find out who it was about, but
Don't tell me.
you don't want to know.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I like this song. Don't ruin it. It'll ruin it. Don't tell me.
It will ruin it. I will guarantee that. I won't tell you.
No, don't tell me then.
Justin says Abbey Road by the Beatles.
Eh.
As long as Justin realizes that Kelly Clarkson's a better singer than Paul McCartney. Caleb says, never mind. Okay, fine. Be that way. Oh, by Nirvana. Yes. There you go.
I don't think I'd want any rock on the island.
No?
No, the sun's out. You gotta. Maybe I would.
Maybe
I'd
it
be
would be a
getting
little Kenny
frustrated.
Chesney.
No.
Come on, have some island music.
No, I think like you're getting bug bites and your sunburn and your little hut that you've made is leaking water. You're starting to get pissed off a little bit. And I think I would like to change mine. I think I would like to have some very aggressive mad music.
You have some very aggressive music just so you can feel hot.
No, to like yell and get all the. I maybe need some Five Finger Death Punch in there. Okay,
That's what you need for sure.
I'll be talking to the ants. Burn, MFR, burn.
Oh, Grant says American Idiot by Green Day.
Yeah.
Yep, wait, here's another one. Emily says Speak Now, Taylor's version by Taylor Swift. See? Taylor's version.
Taylor's version.
Brandon says Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses. That's a good album.
Okay.
That's a good. I mean, I'm trying to think. Would I listen to these albums from start to finish? And I would listen to that album from start to finish.
Well, that was my whole thing with Madonna. Like, I think I would listen to the whole thing.
I would have back in 1982.
Well,
I liked Madonna when
82.
she first came out, but you know, she kind of went a little too far for me. Sean says Thriller by Michael Jackson.
'Cause it's Thriller.
Oh, Grace. She's commenting about my daughter and says, I will need to go with Lana Del Rey.
Oh.
Born to Die. That's a depressing title right there.
Okay, 89. It came out in 89, so it's only 7 years later. Madonna like a prayer. She still has dark hair.
That's still early.
It's early enough.
Okay.
I rest my case. You're going to take my Madonna record and you're going to go on the island and you're going to like it, Jay.
Oh, she used to be hot. not my type, but I mean, she was.
Madonna?
Yeah, at the beginning she was.
Yeah, she had the Cyndi
was
Lauper
cute.
look.
And that was just an 80s thing. Where was it? I just lost it. Oh, Jackson, Purple Rain by Prince.
I think my husband might pick that one.
Now, talent-wise, like I mentioned...
He also might pick a Dr. Dre one.
No.
No, my husband might.
No.
My husband might.
Tell your husband he's wrong. Stick with Prince.
Wow.
I had respect for you when you were talking about Prince.
Okay.
No, Purple Rain is, like I said, I could respect the talent of Prince, for especially for that album. But no, I wouldn't want to listen to that one for the rest of my life.
He just has too scrawny of a stature to begin with, period.
Yeah.
I just can't even take him serious. You're just so little.
As a person, I don't know if I could listen to him talk. But Eric, 10 by Pearl Jam. That was a good album from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Jason says Stevie Wonder. Songs in the Key of Life.
Ooh.
Really? Anthony says MTV's Unplugged by Eric Clapton.
No. That put me right in the water with the sharks.
I need to go for a swim.
I need to go for a...
It's the equivalent of taking a walk and never coming back. Maya says AM by Arctic Monkeys. Make my daughter happy.
Aww. Mm-hmm.
Really? Bruce Springsteen. Ben says Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. Not my thing. Even in high school, I never liked him.
I liked him, but I think I would, like, if I'm on this deserted island and I was born in the USA, I'd be like, born in the USA.
Born in the USA, living on an island.
Yeah.
Miles, Johnny Cash. Folsom Prison. All right. Oh, here's a Linkin Park. Derek, Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. There you go.
Sounds like you have two people you can get on an island with.
If Derek's a chick, we can make that happen. George says, if we were talking about modern times, anything by Reba. All right. George, I know he has a crush on Reba.
I think that'd be a good pick.
He's mentioned her several times in the past. Florence and the Machine. Heather. Lungs by Florence and the Machine. Led Zeppelin. Again, I can respect Led Zeppelin, but I wouldn't want to listen to that album over and over. Led Zeppelin 4 for Scott. And no, I am not even recognizing your Beyonce.
No. Sorry.
Here's Kevin Wants to Be With You. He says Metallica. Master of Puppets.
I didn't pick that for a deserted island.
No. Why would you? Oh, here's another Taylor's version. Lindsay says Red, Taylor's version. I think we've got
You know how
Taylor's
many
entire collection.
Swifties are out there?
A lot. Oh, here's another one. Fearless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isabel says Fearless, Taylor's version. They all say Taylor's version. This is how dedicated Swifties are. None of them are just saying the album. They're very specific with it. I like that.
They're there for her, supporting her.
They are there just like the crew is there for us.
Yes.
George, my friend, you need to supervise the crew. Oh. Anything else on here worth going over? No. Oh, Carrie Underwood.
Jay
Miranda.
is censoring y'all's replies, okay? You are being censored
I have
right
to.
here
You
on the
told
Jay
me not
Franze
to
Show.
spend too much time on these. You keep yelling at me. You say, stop giving so much time to the crew. Miranda, I said, no, we have to hear Miranda out. Miranda says, Cry Pretty by Carrie Underwood. All right. I like Carrie Underwood. I don't know which album Cry Pretty is, but I do like Carrie Underwood a lot. I can listen to her scratching cars and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that was the name of any of her albums, was it? Cry Pretty?
I don't recognize the name, but I don't know them all.
I was just in all of her albums.
Isaac. He says The Eminem Show
Cry Pretty
by Eminem. I don't know if I could do an Eminem album for the rest of my life.
No.
My 10-year-old likes Eminem.
My husband likes Eminem.
I don't mind Eminem. My wife's like, you cannot let her listen to that. Listen to some of the words that are coming out of her mouth right now. I'm like, yeah, fine. You got a point. I let my kids listen to anything. All right, I'm going to end it on this one because Brittany is my new best friend. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Tiffany.
5-finger death punch?
No. Brittany says...
Uh-oh, hailstorm?
No. Oh. Brittany says, because she is a much better singer, I'm going to go with Piece by Piece by Kelly Clarkson. We all know what you mean, Brittany.
We can read between the lines, Brittany.
Thank you.
Get your heart out, Paul.
You are my new friend, my new best friend.
Take it easy. You can have a new favorite crew member, but don't forget.
Oh, yeah, fine. Okay. Dear God.
The old tried and true over here.
George, she just threw you under the bus. I just want to point that out. Jeez. She said you can throw George away, but you can't throw me away. I don't know if he caught that.
I did not say that. You see how Jay
She
picked
said you can
his
have a new favorite
one.
crew member.
You're still my favorite crew member, George.
Is that what it is? Yeah, you guys have something going on. Well, now that we're done with dessert, would you like to make me laugh?
Okay.
Before we get into your comedic news,
Yeah.
I have been watching and listening to so many dad jokes on Instagram lately. It is ridiculous. It found my algorithm. It comes up in my feed all day, and I can't shut them off. I just, every time I see one, I'm like...
You're like, oh, I gotta tell Tiffany that one.
It would be wrong.
So Jay's working on his new stand-up.
Yeah, it's going to be
material.
dad jokes.
This is gonna be really good. Okay. Well, maybe he will be lucky enough to get on Netflix like Tom Segura. Did I say that right?
Segura.
That's what I said. So,
either way, I mean, it's not my native language. I just go by the way it sounds when everybody else pronounces it. Tom Segura.
Okay, Segura. He has a new series called Bad Thoughts. It premiered on May 13th. There are 6 episodes, and it delves, so it must have been AI helping to create our sentence here. It delves into Segura's signature dark humor featuring vignettes inspired by his own bad thoughts.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, AI wrote that for sure.
Yeah. Whenever I use ChatGPT anymore, I always say, do not use the word delve. Do not use this word. Because I feel like they're just like such telltale words.
You put that into your profile.
I put it actually, you tell it like, remember, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I say, remember, never use the word delve.
Yeah. I'm with you, my friend. Tom Segura,
yes.
He just came across my radar, within the past 5 years. And his podcast, I found him through his podcast, the one he does with his wife. And I didn't realize how funny he was going to be. But Tom Segura is really funny. I mean, he does have dark humor for sure. And I kind of appreciate that. I like the dark humor. You can tell by some of the dad jokes in my feed.
What was the word that I got to use last week with David Spade? Sardonic. I think sardonic humor.
Look at you. Bringing up the vocabulary.
Yeah, I was extremely disappointed.
Oh, did you go listen?
Yeah, so it's supposed to be like multiple seasons or whatever, or multiple episodes. So I went to listen to the first episode. Needless to say, I think we made it maybe 15 minutes in. I got a smile on my face. And you know how easy it is to make me laugh, Jay. I mean, it's not really that hard, okay? And no, I mean, like I smiled a little bit. Also, if I feel like Mr. Mason's not enjoying himself, then I will get like, do you ever watch a show and you feel like the other person is judging you for wanting to watch it?
Why do you like
so I'm
this?
Like, he doesn't like this show. He doesn't like it. He's not going to sit here. So then I get all nervous and I was like, forget it. I don't even think it's funny. Like, let's just turn it off and watch something else. So,
have you ever watched Tom Segura's show
No, but I'm going to now.
Yeah, it's Your Mom's House. He does it with his wife. I forget his wife's name off the top of my head.
Oh, that's the name of the podcast,
Yeah,
Your Mom's
Your
House.
Mom's House. I wasn't just telling you. Yeah.
No, I thought you were trying to say like remember like Yo Mama
Yeah,
jokes?
no.
I thought it was like Your Mom's House jokes,
Your
and I was
Mom's
like,
House.
what?
Christina P. That's his wife. So he does
Segura. P. Segura.
Tom Segura and Christina P. do a podcast called Your Mom's House. They actually have their own network at this point, and they brought on several other comedians and other podcasts. And they're typically YouTube shows that they release as podcasts. But I mean, he is very funny, and the humor on both him and his wife are on the dark side for sure. And I really enjoy it. My wife, not usually a fan of the dark humor, but we watched a couple of those shows, and he's also best friends with Bert Kreischer. They have a show on the network called Two Bears, One Cave.
Oh, I think maybe I've listened to it.
Yeah, worth checking out.
Okay, noted.
Not even under recommendations, just a recommendation out in the wild.
Why do we say duly noted? I don't know, but I wrote down 2 notes, so I feel like that was
So there's your duel.
duly noted. Okay.
Duly noted, a phrase meaning something has been acknowledged or recorded appropriately and will be considered at the right time. It implies something has been understood and has been taken into account.
Well, then I double duly noted.
It does not tell me where it came from or the origin of such. I'm sure I
need to
can.
inquire.
Origin.
It's so interesting, always the origin stories of these weird sayings that we have.
The phrase duly noted originated from the words duly, don't follow this up with and noted, which means properly, rightly, or adequately. So duly.
How is duly spelled?
D-U-L-Y.
D-U-L-Y. Oh, not D-U-A-L.
No. So it was properly recorded. It is an old French and Latin term.
Oh.
There you go.
Wow.
You learned something on this show.
Well, news, reviews, and interviews. I mean,
You know
that
what?
was news.
I'm going to list us under education now as well. Joe, you have been learned.
Yes. Oh my
I don't know who
goodness.
Joe is, but Joe's chiming in about that. So, Joe, you have been learned. Duly noted.
Okay, well, something else for Joe to learn about. Conan O'Brien, he was honored with Mark Twain Prize for American Humor with a special featuring tributes from fellow comedians like John Mulaney, Will Ferrell.
Don't say it.
Silver-
Don't
Sarah-
say it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it.
And Sarah Silverman, now streaming on Netflix.
Conan O'Brien, Bostonian with red hair. Yep. We don't
Yeah,
need to
I
spend
feel
too
like
much time
we-
on that.
I feel like we did this last week, but I just watched a really good Will Ferrell movie that I will, again, recommend
You will take
in
a
the
left.
wild.
Yes, we mentioned this last week, but the big thing to note from that is he is from Boston, does have red hair.
You are cordially invited. Yes, it is a Reese Witherspoon movie.
Oh, that's the
And it
name
has
of it.
Will. Yes, you are cordially invited. And it's very good. I give it 5 stars or a whole tomato, or I don't know what the
3
rating
thumbs
systems
up.
are. 3 thumbs up. 6 stars and 3 thumbs up. So if you guys want,
Give it 2 big toes.
oh my
My
goodness.
wife says my
okay.
toes are too big.
I've never heard of that. Mr. Mason's middle toe is legit as long as my pinky, my pinky finger.
My big toes are like massive. and I've given it to all 3 of my kids. And they're all girls, so they can't walk around with sandals.
Oh, my sister has a big toe, and every time I look at it, I'm like, God, it's like a hammer toe.
She's got a big toe.
I feel like it looks like someone smacked it with a hammer.
Better
And
big
it's
toe
flattened
than
out.
I'm not going to say it. Never mind.
No,
Let's move on.
no. Reel that one in. Reel that one in. Okay, while you're reeling that in, we're going to talk about Devin Walker from Saturday Night Live. He debuted My Favorite Lyrics, a playful dive into iconic rap lines and music culture. Devin Walker does the segment that I confused for the Seth Meyers show.
Weekend update. Yes.
Yes. And so I'm kind of excited to check it out. I'm also excited to check it out because it's about music, so duh. And it's about lyrics, so again, duh. So I'm excited about that, although I don't know very much rap.
And it says rap lines, so that means it's got to be clever. Well, let me rephrase that.
True.
It should be clever.
Yeah. I just got this game. So every, 2 or 3 months, I host game night. And I just sent an invite out to like 18 of my friends.
Life. Is that on the boat? Do you guys do game night on the boat?
No, stop.
I'm just saying. Sorry, that's the yacht. Sorry.
We don't have a yacht. Yes. So I just stop. So, that's what she said. So I invite I don't know, 12 or 18 friends. I don't even know. And like, we're all so busy that usually about only 5 people can make it. No, usually only like 5 people can make it. And we always play the same game and we always love it. And we're always like, oh my God, that was awesome. When are we going to do it again? So I thought like, oh, let me get a new game. So people came over and I was like, what do you guys want to start with? So we started with the old game that we always play, which we had a fantastic time. And then I really wanted to bust out this new game. So there's like 2 or 3 music games, but this is the one I got. And it's Finish the Lyrics. It's kind of like Cards Against Humanity. That was a big build-up. I don't know if you could hear my brain, but it was like...
I could see the cogs turning.
So it's like Cards Against Humanity, but you pull it out and you read the thing, and then people have to finish the lyrics.
Biting my tongue so hard
and
it hurts.
Then I know I can see the blood. Okay, Brett Goldstein.
Oh, hey, Brett.
Known for his role in Ted Lasso. If you guys do not know who this is, just a quick Google. Brett Goldstein. He's one of the soccer players that Ted coaches. Anywho, he has released his first stand-up special. Did you laugh at me for saying anywho?
No. I would never laugh at you.
You laugh at me every time. The Second Best Night of Your Life on HBO, and the special reflects his journey from the UK comedy scene to international fame. I bet that is freaking hilarious because he's also got a little accent.
I'll check it out. I'll watch any comedy special, and I really like it when it's somebody's first time doing it.
Right, because I think we've discussed they're funnier usually in the beginning.
Yeah, they're typically funnier, but they put more time in, it seems to be, I don't know, seems to be more my thing.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Ooh, tongue biting over here now. Let's talk about the song that you suggested to me last week.
All right.
This is what I will say. At first, his voice was too shaky, like a constant vibrato. And I was like, I don't know. Then he punched a little power into some of the lyrics and it immediately made me think of Chris Daughtry. And then I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm in for the vibrato all the time. I'm in. So once I made that little switch in my head, I enjoyed it a lot more. And that's really all I wrote down about it. I did like some of the lyrics. I thought that I liked the story, the imagery that he was giving. So, yeah.
Well, my thoughts on the artist, the song, he's one of those artists that I've mentioned when we talked about the most unique voices. So I think he's got an extremely unique voice.
Yes.
And it's a voice that I just really like. I like his voice. His voice has just got that growl and that feel to me. When I hear it, I feel emotion. I can feel everything he's singing about. It's like he takes me there. Like you mentioned, the imagery is good. I call it the stalker song.
It is like the stalker song. He's sitting on her street corner, staring up at her window. It could also be the iconic 80s song where he's holding the radio over his head.
The boombox. John Cusack.
Yes.
That was a great movie.
Yes.
Say Anything.
Yes. I was on the tip of my tongue, but
I miss his movies. Yeah, he used to be in a lot of movies. I wonder what happened to him. We'll have to look him up.
I feel like I never realized the pairing until it's like too late. You know, like David Spade was always with Chris Farley.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Chris Farley died, and I was like, wait, why is David Spade in a movie without Chris Farley? Like, wait, those two always go together. You know, like there always seems to be little clusters, and I don't know if I really know what they are right now, but
Yeah.
you know.
Those John Cusack movies were all the same people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, the Stalker song, I thought, has a very good story behind it. It's, you know, the feeling of pain of losing somebody and seeing them with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So the song itself was clever. It was written in a slightly different time signature. So it was in 6/8 time. So it kind of adds a little bit more emotion to it. It's not your typical pop song of a 4/4 time signature.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I think it adds a little bit more of depth to the song. It's a little bit more clever, a little bit more adult.
How often, speaking of, I want to say timestamp, but I don't think that's right. You know, when you're saying like 6/8 and 4/4,
Oh, yeah.
it's not timestamp.
Time signature.
Thank you, time signature. Do you keep the same time signature throughout the whole song? Or do you like have some parts where it's one time signature and then like do you bop back and forth? Do you just have like two? Like or just one throughout the whole thing?
Your typical pop song will keep pretty much a 4/4 time through the whole thing. There are bands that do switch between time signatures, and there's some bands that go extremely overboard into switching time signatures, and that requires an extreme amount of talent. So you get bands like Tool or Rush or Dream Theater. Those are bands that are known for switching time signatures. So yes, you can switch time signatures as often as you would like. However, your typical pop song is either 4/4 time or 3/4 time are usually the two biggest. 3/4 is that waltz feel. And 6/8 time is very similar to 3/4 time. So it's still that same waltz feel.
Yep. Got it. Just total side note, but this was really cool. So my new podcast that I was talking about was Trust Your Inner Sense. And the host has a daughter who has Williams syndrome. And I guess this is Williams Syndrome Awareness Month in the month of May. And the kid that was on there, well, he's not really a kid anymore, but he's 29, I think, 23. Anywho, he is a co-host on a podcast called the Starry Eyed Podcast, and it is through the Williams Syndrome Association. And he got to do a cool thing where he went on tour with, if I told you probably know who, but that wasn't the focus of what I was doing at the time. Anyway, MTV aired 6 episodes of them going on tour, and their band name was What's Your News or Tell Me the News, one of those two. And he said that they were like, well, what is, some of the favorite things you've done? What do you play? He plays all the guitars, and one of his favorite pieces to play is something by that Dream Theater.
Well, that means he's talented. I'll give him that.
Right? So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool that he has a disability and he can play that complex of a song. So you saying that giving them high credibility is me even more so giving Brendan just that much more props in my head. Like, that's pretty cool. I love when people overcome a disability or, just the underdog stories are so cool.
Yeah, I like the underdog stories for sure. One of my favorite movies is Rudy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So,
Everybody's Jay. Come on. Nice try. You think it's yours? One of your favorites?
I'm not saying it's just mine, but my wife laughs at me for that, so whatever.
It's such a good movie.
It's a great movie.
Oh, man.
That's why I said,
Remember the
screw my
Titans?
wife.
Love it.
That's
Right?
it. We should get divorced.
That's it. Drop the
It's
paperwork.
done. It's done, baby. But Charlie Judge, he is played on countless hit records, including Taylor Swift. And he also played on Bon Jovi records and stuff. So, I mean, he's amazing piano player. So he played piano and he played B3. Vaughn Ray from the band Vaughn Ray, thank you for joining us. I do appreciate you being here. You, my friend, are the person that I put on the top of our list when we were talking about the most unique voices.
It's true.
And favorite band. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thank you for joining us. Anyway, so back to the critique here. You got Charlie Judge, and then you got Jim Cristaldi played all the guitar parts and stuff. So you get some extremely, extremely talented musicians. And
Yeah.
Andy Hull played drums, and it was recorded over at Studio 6 in Nashville. So, I mean, it's, as far as performance, you're not going to get any better of a performance.
Wow. I'll have to listen to it through different ears.
Through different ears. I think he's
Give it
got
a one over.
a similar voice or similar style to Daughtry. So I don't think I don't think you're far off there. Matter of fact, he's been compared to Daughtry in the past. And then, matter of fact, there's another song of his that I would have suggested for you to listen to, but I don't know if it's been released into the streaming services at this point, so you wouldn't be able to hear it.
Yeah. I did try to see, like, okay, who's the producer? Like, I was trying to be all,
Clever.
researchy. And I was unsuccessful. So.
Well, we talked about last week how two producers work together and how things come together.
Yeah.
That particular song, just to throw a monkey wrench in, was produced by myself and Jim Cristaldi. I thought that as far as an artist, and he was one of the best artists, I feel like. He's one of the lesser known artists I've ever worked with, but one of the better ones I've ever worked with.
Yeah. Von Ray is saying he loves how music is so subjective. And I think that's what I always love from my show, is that I listen to a song, and then the person comes on and tells me about their song, and I'm like, didn't see that coming. Like, we talked about Drinker's Hour, speaking of Von Ray, you and I, and also I know that they get feedback that people think it's like a drinking song, when really it's quite the opposite.
George says, good surprise.
Good surprise. Done by our very own Mr. Gerald Jay Franze
Jr.
I feel like the hug at the end of Talladega Nights where they're like, they can't like figure out how to hug.
All right. Well, what else you got going on?
Well, I think I need to give a song recommendation, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, it's my turn. But I don't think.
Let's get the spotlight back on you.
Gosh. There. Okay, it's back. Okay, it's back on me. Okay, I was at a wedding over the weekend, and there was a song that was playing, and I was like, oh my goodness, I love this song so much. And then I looked it up, and no surprise, it's by Lauren Daigle, and I love her voice. Her voice is very Adele-ish, if you're familiar with Lauren. And so the song is called Love Like This. And it was just so beautiful. First of all, this wedding, oh my gosh. Every speech that they did, I was like bawling. And I don't know these people. I don't know these people. I was there with our other business, the Florida Coffee Peddler, and we were serving coffee. And so I was just there as a vendor. And then all of a sudden, like, just every song, oh my gosh, when the father and the bride danced, it was Butterfly Kisses, and I was just like, oh yeah, like trying to like hold it together because I know that one day that will be Hannah. Then the mom and the son danced, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could just see like me and Preston or Parker dancing, and I don't know. I was all in the feels. And then they did the mother-daughter, then they did the father-daughter, or mother-son, sorry, father-daughter, and then the bride and the groom. So I'm already all emotional, and then they start dancing to this song, and I'm like, oh, forget it. Like, forget it. So that's what I'm going to suggest is Love Like This by Lauren Daigle. And I love Lauren Daigle's voice. She is one of those people that could like sing the phone book. You know, and then they say like, if you can sing, you can sing. Girl can sing. So check it out. Let me know your thoughts next week.
I wrote it down, and maybe we should post it on the socials or something. So the crew
can review.
So the crew can participate. We could do that.
Is it duly noted? Did you duly note that?
It has been duly noted. George, can you put that into the minutes, please? Oh, that's funny. Vaughn, side note, he makes knives. And he made
cool.
He made me a knife. So I have it on display. Sorry, Vaughn, I don't use it because I don't want to ruin the art, but I do have it on display. It's sitting right behind me over here.
Speaking of shows that we make fun of our spouses for, Sean loves to watch Forged in Fire. Oh my God. He probably hates when I when I sit there and watch it with him because I'm like, ooh, they're gonna stick it in the fire now. And then they're gonna like pound on it, I'm like, ooh, too many cracks. You gotta make sure you can. The guy always takes the knife and he like sticks it into a pig and he's like, the knife will cut. I'm like, the knife will cut. I make fun of it the whole time, but it is definitely an art.
Speaking of that, when he gave me that knife, he warned me, do not touch. Probably a good thing he did.
Yeah, sharp blade.
It just ruined the display.
Ooh, that's a cool case.
Nice, huh? Nice.
Did he make that too?
He did.
Wow. That's very intricate.
Now that's a knife.
Ooh. The knife will cut. Don't touch it, Jay.
Trying to be careful.
Gosh. It's not that kind of show. It's not an emergency show.
He could be.
With you and that knife, it could be. That's pretty slick.
It's very, and look at the grip on that too.
I saw that. Oh, no, I didn't see the grip. No, go closer. I want to see it closer. I've watched a lot of Forged in Fire.
But look at it. It's got his logo on there.
That is really cool.
And the VR. Vaughn right now.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Uh-huh. I do like that. Is that little notch in the front for your first finger to go in front of that? I'm not even kidding. I'm being for real.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right like that. Yeah, yeah. Oh.
He says it will kill.
The knife will cut.
Yes,
the knife will kill.
Sharp.
Maybe Von Ray knows. What do they say on Forged in Fire? I don't know if it says it will cut or it will kill. I think they say it will kill. Now that he said that.
Nice.
The knife will kill.
It will kill.
Yes.
That's beautiful. It is a beautiful knife, sir.
It is.
From day one, episode 1, if you listen to our show, he is the show sponsor at the end of the show of VR Knives.
Oh, I have heard that a whole bunch.
Yeah, there you go. See, you're starting to make connections, huh? Von
Can't
Ray.
get one past me.
No. He was the very first guest on this rebranded show. So thank you, Vaughn. Appreciate you being here. You are the man. We look forward to you coming back. All right, what's going on this week? The biggest thing to me this week, I don't know if you care or notice, but Major League Baseball reinstated Pete Rose. I don't know if that means anything to you.
I do know Pete Rose as a big name from when I was a teenager, but I don't really know much more than that.
Living in the greater Cincinnati area, he's a big deal here. There's a road named after him and everything. But he was on the Cincinnati Reds, but he's the one who got in trouble for betting on baseball.
Oh.
He was a player manager. He managed the team, but he got in trouble for betting on baseball. But the thing is, this keeps him from being in the Hall of Fame. So now that he is reinstated, he's now eligible to be put in the Hall of Fame. So we'll see how that goes. With him, the big thing that I feel about it is he wasn't betting on his team to lose. So he couldn't throw a game. He was betting on them to win. So I don't feel like he was doing it in a malicious way to try to make money off the team like that.
Right.
Where some people, especially in the world of boxing, it has been known in the past for people to throw a fight in order to win money. So anyways, I just wanted to mention that real quick. And then last week we mentioned my daughter's video, her sign language video, and how it was doing.
Yeah.
You know, it was, 12,000 views that morning, and then by the time she came home from school, it was around 40,000.
Yeah, because I was going to say, no, I think it was more than that. But yeah, okay, by the time she came home from school, yeah.
Yeah, when she came home from school, it was 40,000. I think dinner time, it was 60. Well, it's up to like 220 right now. So, I mean, that thing just keeps going. So I'm sure it's probably going to stabilize about now. But it's very impressive.
You would have thought that at 40,000 though too, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would have. I would have thought it at 12. But
yeah,
it is. It's up there, and she's got a lot of positive feedback. For those who were not here at that time, she did a cover song from the play Hamilton, and she did it in sign language. So it was very, very cool. I was impressed with her just as a father, and she released it. And she got a lot of feedback from the deaf community. My daughter is not deaf, she's hearing. So she does sign language out of passion, and she wants to be able to communicate with the deaf. So she did this video, and it took off.
At Preston's graduation, there was a guy that was like, you know, all the sentences as fast as the person was saying them, big words. And I was like, dang. Because I don't know if you, well, I think I saw you try to sign something super simple. Maybe not. Anyways.
Me? No,
I think
was
it was
trying
her.
to count. 1, 2.
No. No, it was at the end when she sign language mine, because that's the last word of that song, was mine. And then she did this with the E. Anyways, I didn't even do the E right. Sorry. I still didn't do it right. I got to do this sign. A, B, C, D, E, E. I can only do them in order. Anyways, she did mine and then she did the E like that. And I was thinking about her during the graduation because I was like, this guy's like, I'm like, that's what Bella could do. She could like grow up and do all these sign language things. So anyways, I don't know. She was in my mind.
There you go. This weekend at the local comedy venue here, the Funny Bone, that's the big comedy venue. There's 2 of them here. That's the big one. That's where all the commercial comedians come to. They have Big Jay Okerson. But he's coming to town, and I'm definitely going to go see that show. I mean, I watch his videos all the time. It is my type of humor. I mean, he does a lot of crowd work. It's a lot of crowd work. I don't think anything is scripted for him, but he's just definitely got my sense of humor for sure. So, Big Jay Okerson.
That's fun. And I would imagine you don't have dance competition because you said the last one is a little ways off. So you have the weekend off.
And the last one is the end of June.
Oh, got a couple weeks off.
Anyways, yes, I'm anxious to go see him this weekend. He's going to be there Friday and Saturday.
Cool. Fun.
And it's a really cool venue, too. It's the Funny Bone. So the Funny Bone in Cincinnati. And it's like 3 levels. So it's kind of a horseshoe shape going down to the stage. And so no matter where you sit in the place, it's a good seat.
I love that kind of venue.
Yeah.
I love that kind of venue.
So I will give you the rundown of how it went next week.
Yes, we will expect a full report. I hope you bring your paper and pen and duly note everything that happens.
It will be duly noted.
Okay. Well, I felt like we should just slip it in there.
Whoa,
we got a new pope. Whoa, you back up. Because I just said we have a new pope. So we got to use some soap and clean that up.
It's got to be much less of a pause between those 2 sentences. Come on, work on where you place your pauses. I think we should slip it in there. We've got a new pope.
Well, we do. We do. And I was so intrigued by the whole conclave thing. I guess I've been under a rock. I haven't been paying attention when we've gotten new popes. So this was the first time it was really on my radar. So I can't remember. I think we were just looking for a movie to watch. I guess I've watched a lot of movies lately. And we started the movie, The Conclave. And it was pretty good. There's, I don't know, like a handful of A-list celebrities in it. And it was kind of talking about like the dark politics of getting a new pope and some of the divide. And I don't know, I just thought like, it's supposed to be such a religious institution, and interesting that there's, I mean, of course there's politics. Why would I think there wasn't? But you know, I'm naive in that way. So yeah, it was kind of a risque, you know, where I was like, oh, interesting.
So is it worth a watch? Is it a recommendation in the wild?
I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough.
It's pretty slow. And we made it halfway through, and I wasn't like, ooh, I wonder what happens at the end. So I don't think so.
First pope from the States?
I know. We got an American on our hands.
From Chicago.
Pope Leo. The 14th.
Fellow Italian. 14. You going to stick with that?
Yeah. But I do want to know if I'm wrong.
I'll tell you right now.
Oh my gosh.
Let's find out.
That's what I was telling you. XIV. It's 14, I think.
14. You are right. It's 14.
Yeah, I know. Oh, of course.
That's what I was saying. 14.
Well, I will tell you for Mother's Day, how was your Mother's Day? Did you treat your wife? Did you shower her with gifts?
How was
What
your
happened on
Mother's
Mother's
Day?
Day?
Did you treat your wife? No, it would be for my mother, not my wife.
Well, you should treat
I
your
mean,
wife.
I do call her mommy from time to time.
Oh, yikes. Only when Nora's playing.
No, she got mad at me the first time Mother's Day came around because I said, you're not my mother.
But don't you make your girls do something
Yes,
for
I
her?
had to do all that this year.
Yeah,
The biggest thing we did for my wife this year is because we got 3 kids, her car's a wreck, and she wanted us to detail her car. I
Nice.
took Lucy, the 10-year-old, and we went down, got it washed, and then we detailed it. We spent probably an hour or so scrubbing it, and she scrubbed the carpets, and we did everything we could to make it look. I mean, she's got a fairly new car, and the thing looked like it was beat to all hell.
She has 3 kids, 3 girls.
Yes. So, anyways,
A lot of living happens in cars when kids are under the age of 10.
French fries everywhere. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, we cleaned the car for her, and my eldest daughter, Bella, the 15-year-old, she cleaned the whole house while we were cleaning the car.
Oh,
wife-
that's awesome.
She didn't want to go for food. We tried to take her for dinner. She said no. So what we did was she spent the whole day in bed and just relaxed and did whatever she wanted to do for the day while we cleaned. And then for dinner, we went out and got Chinese food and brought it home to the house.
Nice. Well, I ordered my mom a mug. My mom loves frogs and she loves green. And so I got her this frog mug, and it's a coffee mug. And then inside is a ceramic frog. It's like attached, it's part of the mug, right? And so then you pour coffee in your mug and just a little head sticks out, right? And it's cute. And she likes frogs. And so I was like, that's kind of funny. And my mom, it's right up her alley. So I sent that. And then I was telling Sean and Hannah about it. And they thought it was like the dumbest idea. And they were like,
It's something you have to
so
see.
yeah. She's like, it was like, duh, so you can only fill your cup up halfway. I said, no, you can fill your cup up all the way. And then as you drink your drink, the frog slowly starts to appear. And Sean and Hannah were like, that is dumb. So then I told Preston, my oldest son, he's like, oh my God, I bet she's going to love it. She loves frogs. And Preston is me. The only difference is the anatomy. I mean, he is me through and through, good, bad, all of it. And so I love that when I
Sorry,
told him,
Preston.
he was like, I know, I tell him sorry all the time. And so I love that when I told him, he was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I bet she'd love that. And I was like, thank you. Because Dad and Hannah thought it was stupid. But to their, I mean, that matches what they did for Mother's Day, which was almost nothing.
There you go. You know, I said Happy Mother's Day to my mother. She didn't respond to me at all. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that like we had a bunch of events. And then on Saturday afternoon, I said, I don't think I'm doing okay. I said, I think I'm getting sick. And then by Sunday, I was sick. So I didn't really want to do anything anyways. We did take Hannah. She tried crab for the first time. I love crab legs. And so Hannah really had been wanting to try crab legs. And so I said, okay, let's go get crab legs. And they were delicious. And she did not like the texture. She does not like the texture of meat. So this child has to get protein in other ways. So my Mother's Day was very melancholy. And it was really nice because in the morning I was feeling bad for myself that I had to run coffee cart that night. And my soon-to-be daughter-in-law, my son's girlfriend, she was like, this is how your son spends Mother's Day. And more like saying like he wasn't doing anything for her for
Right.
Mother's Day. And I said, well, if it makes you feel any better, I got to work tonight. And she's like, I do too. And I said, that actually does make me feel better. So I'm happy to know I'm not the only one working on Mother's Day. You know, we have these ideas, I think, that like everybody's having these amazing Mother's Day or Father's Day or Christmas or whatever, where sometimes it's really not all that it's cracked up to be.
No.
So hopefully, hopefully tomorrow this all goes away and the sun will come out again.
Your crud.
My crud. I'm over it. I never get sick this often. It must be you, Jay.
It is.
I usually get sick like once a year.
I have
Already
that
been sick
effect on
twice
the
since we
women.
had the podcast.
All right, folks. Well, we have done it. We have reached the top of the hour. We've actually reached the bottom of the hour, which does mean we have reached the end of the show. If you have enjoyed this show, please tell a friend. If you have not, Miss Tiffany,
Tell two.
you can reach out to both of us over at jfranze.com. You can reach out to George. George likes to talk to us too. George has an email address, george@jfranze.com. It's been tested. It works. Everything is good now. So if you'd like to reach out to any of us, you can do that over at jfranze.com. You can even follow us on the socials. We would like to see you, talk to you, communicate just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Miss Tiffany, my friend, you have any final words for us?
I sure do. I'm full of it. Here it comes. A little inspiration can go a long way. Find the music that moves you and share it.
On that note, folks, have a good night.
Thanks for listening to The Jay Franze Show. Make sure you visit us at jfranze.com. Follow, connect, and say hello. This episode has been brought to you by VR Knives, your source for 100% custom knives made by a true rock star. So, if you're in the market for a new piece of art, reach out to VR Knives. 407-421-5528. 407-421-5528.